History is full of firsts.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
For the first time in a long, they had a limit. See the some of your men.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following his
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
Right now, former HIC elementary school teacher going before a judge in the overnight hours, accused of inappropriately touching a 10-year-old girl. The bond set in the case.
Plus, busted an elaborate baby snatching scheme uncovered just in the nick of time.
She wanted a girl, and she wanted him 5 weeks younger so she could raise it herself.
The plot police say this woman used to try to swipe a woman's baby.
And Mr. and Mrs. Watt. J.J. Watt tied the knot with his Valentine. Yeah, there they are this morning. Fans are reacting. Good morning. Good Sunday morning. All right.
And we are
Surprise,
reacting.
surprise.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
In the Bahamas. That's
Good stuff.
And you
Good for them.
know, when you're J.J. Watt, and you can get married any place, anytime, anywhere. So good for him. Congratulations. We've been waiting for this for a long time. We have not been waiting for the fog that we have this morning. How was it for you driving in this morning?
Really bad.
Yeah.
Really
You'll
bad.
see that when you go out. So just know ahead of time. It's not. This is our tower cam at the Channel 2 studios here. You can't see much except a few lights in the background. Now, I have it there, so we'll be able to watch that throughout the morning. The more we'll be able to see, the better it looks like the conditions will be, obviously. 61 degrees in Galveston, 59 at Bush. Katie's at 56. Warm, humid start, foggy conditions. Mostly clouded this afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Tomorrow staying warm with a slight rain chance. We'll see some of that. But the dense fog advisory, you can see the area that's included in that. All of the metropolitan area is. The rain that we had that came in overnight, there was very little bit just down on the coast. That's moved off into Louisiana and Mississippi. They do not need it, but they are going to get it. The rest of the state, pretty clear. Here are the visibilities. 0 at Bush Intercontinental. Katy is 0. A quarter of a mile in Wharton. In Pearland, a quarter of a mile. Galveston, a quarter of a mile as well. Liberty, a quarter of a mile. Tomball, the same. Everybody else, a little bit better. 3/4 of a mile in Conroe, a mile in Livingston. You get the picture. Dense fog is in place. That advisory is until 9 o'clock. It might be extended beyond that, but it's at least until 9 o'clock. And not much in the way of wind. And that's why it's going to be likely to be extended. We'll be dealing with sea fog for the next several days as well. So the hour-by-hour forecast, staying warm, starting warm, staying warm. 57 to 61 degrees between 7 and 9, up to the mid-70s. Yes, that is a lot warmer than normal. We'll talk about the trends and when we're going to see those warm temperatures go away, replaced by rain as well. Coming up.
All right, Cambrell, thank you. Breaking news out of Chicago now. That's where investigators say six police officers were injured during a car crash. This happened Saturday night at an intersection in Chicago's West Side. All 6 officers were taken to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, are expected to survive. An investigation into that accident is now underway. A former HISD elementary school teacher accused of inappropriately touching a young girl had his first court appearance before a judge overnight.
46-year-old Raymond Williams arrested yesterday, charged now with indecency with a child. Channel 2's Taisha Walker in downtown Houston now with a look at what happened inside the courtroom. Taisha?
The former HISD school teacher was in court this morning for the first time after a warrant was issued for his arrest. 46-year-old Raymond Williams turned himself in yesterday to authorities. We know that he has been charged with indecency with a child. At least one of his former Kashmir Gardens elementary school students say he touched her on her shoulder and inner thigh multiple times last year. This morning, the judge mentioned several other victims, but only issued a protective order for the initial student who reported it. We also learned that Williams is a husband and father to 2. This morning, he's sitting in jail on a $100,000 bond. Reporting live from downtown, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Taisha, thank you. New this morning, a man shot in the leg overnight by suspects police say were wearing clown masks as they tried to rob him. Happened at Texarkana at Woolworth in Northeast Houston. Investigators say the victim was standing outside a home where a party was going on when a white truck pulled up next to him. 4 suspects got out of the truck, told the man to give them his wallet. As the man tried to run back inside, police say the man was shot. He was rushed to a nearby hospital and is expected to survive. Also new this morning, the Houston Fire Department working to find out what caused a fire in a home in Hopper Road in Northeast Houston. Firefighters say the fire appears to be an accident and started in the front of the home. The 2 people who were inside at the time were able to make it out.
The getaway truck used to slam into a pawn shop during a deadly shooting has been found. This happened Saturday afternoon on Richmond Avenue near Wesleyan Street. The owner says the suspects attempted to rob the shop after an argument broke out. One of them was shot and killed by an employee. A worker at a nearby business tells us he heard it all as it was happening.
We heard 2 gunshots, and when I got out, I saw a truck ram into the store next to us, and I broke all the windows.
Police are now searching for multiple suspects who fled the scene there.
A desperate search underway now in League City for an Army veteran that disappeared. Texas EquiSearch looking for 36-year-old Aaron Balabin, last seen leaving his League City home on Monday. Balabin has light brown hair and blue eyes, as you can see. Last seen wearing blue jeans and a dark green puff jacket. Balabin served in Iraq. Call police if you have seen him. Hundreds of Americans will finally be leaving that quarantine cruise ship that's been stuck in the port of Japan because of the coronavirus outbreak. A U.S. government plane scheduled to pick them up now, but the nightmare is far from over. They'll head to air bases at home, some in San Antonio, for 2 more weeks of quarantine. And officials warn if they don't leave now, they may be stuck in Japan indefinitely. In the U.S., 15 Americans are confirmed to have the virus. Another 30 are being treated in Japan off of that cruise ship.
Police near Tacoma, Washington are alerting families about a terrifying and elaborate baby snatching scheme. They say a new mom may have been drugged by a phony baby photographer who intended to steal her infant. Sarah Harmon has the details.
A 38-year-old woman and her 16-year-old daughter are under arrest. Police in Tacoma, Washington say the pair drugged a new mom and tried to kidnap her 3-week-old infant by posing as baby photographers.
She wanted a girl, and she wanted him 5 weeks and younger so she could raise it herself, take it out of state, and pretend it was a newborn of her own.
In this Facebook post, a woman calling herself Juliet Parker offered free newborn photography sessions to build her portfolio. The alleged victim, a single mom, grew suspicious when Parker took selfies with her baby and wiped her fingerprints off items she touched. She says Parker's daughter gave her a cupcake that left her feeling numb and drowsy. She called 911 to report she'd been drugged, and that's when she noticed her house keys were missing.
Authorities say they do expect more victims to come forward, and they've put out an alert on social media to gather more information about the fake photographer.
Gabby Romeo's baby girl is due on Monday. Parker was supposed to photograph her birth.
This birth is so emotional, and it's like to think I almost let someone like that around my family.
In a further twist,
I want to make Colorado Springs a happy and safe and prosperous place for all of our residents.
The suspect reportedly once ran for mayor of Colorado Springs. Now she's charged with kidnapping and assault, expected in court on Tuesday after a haunting plot uncovered just in time. Sarah Harmon, NBC News.
A major development 2 months after a college student is stabbed to death in New York.
Coming up, the new arrests made in the case, why it's so significant for investigators.
Also next, state of emergency flooding forcing evacuations. We head to Mississippi where rising waters are wreaking havoc.
Hey, waking up this morning, you see fog around and warm temperatures, unusually warm temperatures, 60, 59, 61 in Galveston, where the Mardi Gras activities are continuing today. Temperatures 58 in Humble, 59 in Sugar Land, 60 in Pearland. Mardi Gras activities there are going to be active throughout the day. The Farmers Market from 9 to 1, that's not Mardi Gras, but the Fiesta Gras Parade at 1 o'clock, the Mega 101 Parade at 4 o'clock. Live music at Sangerfest Park is pretty much all day starting at noon. Going to be about 69 degrees, so good conditions once that fog gets out of here, although there's sea fog a possibility. We'll talk about that just ahead. Sophia?
All right, it's pretty bad out there. All right, thank you, Cambrell. A desperate situation unfolding in Mississippi, parts of the state evacuating as historic flooding threatens the area. And now the governor is warning, get out before it's too late. After days of heavy rains across the south, the Pearl River near Jackson already spilling over its banks, but officials fear it will only get worse. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves has declared a state of emergency and is pleading with residents to get to safety.
We haven't seen flood levels like this in the area since 1983. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Get out while you can. Do not return until officials have determined that it is safe.
Officials say it could be close to a week before residents are allowed to return.
Police have finally made an arrest in the high-profile case of a college freshman stabbed to death in a New York City park in December. Police have announced the arrest of a 14-year-old now charged in Tessa Major's murder. The teenager's been charged as an adult and now faces 2 counts of second-degree murder and robbery. The arrest comes 2 months after Major was robbed and stabbed to death while walking through a Manhattan park.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg now says he backs regulation of harmful online content. Speaking at the annual Munich Security Conference in Germany, Zuckerberg said Facebook had improved its work countering online election interference. Zuckerberg says he now employed 35,000 people to review online content and implement security measures. He said those teams and Facebook's automated technology currently suspends more than 1 million fake accounts each day. Astros shortstop Carlos Correa is upset and he is speaking out.
Coming up in sports, the teammate he is now defending and why.
Find new roads.
Good Sunday morning and welcome into the Xfinity Sports Desk. Well, critics have questioned whether or not the Astros earned their 2017 World Series. Yesterday, Ken Rosenthal of MLB Network talked to a very passionate Carlos Correa at spring training camp. Here's what the shortstop had to say about that.
Game 2. They're winning the game. 9th inning, Marwin Gonzalez hits a home run off Kenley Jansen. We end up winning that game. That game was on the road. That's one game.
Yeah, he took Rosenthal through each game, absolutely adamant that they earned it. But Correa was the most defensive regarding his teammate Jose Altuve. He told Rosenthal Altuve was one of 3 guys who didn't want to cheat back in 2017. The other 2 were Josh Reddick and Tony Kemp. Correa also said Altuve earned his MVP title fair and square and never wore a buzzer in that famous 2019 video of his walk-off homer to beat the Yankees.
Everybody in the league respects Jose Altuve, and this is why I'm talking about him, because he's too humble to talk about him not using the trash can system. And he's such a great guy that he stood up there and he apologized even though he didn't use that system.
All All right, well, Kelvin Sampson and the Cougs had a convincing win against Wichita State last week. Last night, they were on the road at Southern Methodist. This was Marcus Sasser's night. Down by 3 with 3 seconds left, Sasser fouled and makes all 3 free throws to send it into overtime. Sasser then buried another 3 in overtime, but even a career-high 26 points, not enough. The Cougs lose by 1 point. And we'll have more from Astros spring training coming up later in the day. Have a great one.
We will have a great one, or will we?
Oh, tough to drive in this morning.
Yeah, challenging.
Yes.
Foggy out there, and it's going to be that way until about 9 or 10 o'clock. The fog advisory is until 9, but because of the moist air that's in place and not much in wind, it could be around for a little while. Let's talk about the area that's involved here. This whole area, all of us, pretty much, outside, north of Montgomery County, not so much, but a lot of us are going to be in this fog advisory until 9 o'clock. And the rain that sparked up overnight, boy, it's moved off to the east of us. And this is why the folks in Mississippi are concerned, because the rain is continuing to move over. Now, this is not so much Mississippi's over here. They still got some rain, but what's coming down from the north is a part of the problem as well. And they're going to get more rain next week, so that's going to be a real big issue. The Futurecast model really wants to kind of take this on out of here for the short term, but they still got some issues. Here's a look down in Galveston on the Strand. They're a little quiet. We can see. It's kind of like Eddie Murphy, right? I can see. It hasn't happened not like that in many other places, for sure. 60 degrees with north wind at 6 miles an hour. We're going to see the winds variable throughout. Here's another shot. This is outside the Channel 2 studios here, where the visibility is a half a mile in Galveston, 0 at Bush and Katy, half a mile in Columbus, quarter in Wharton. You get the picture. It's just a foggy mess out there this morning, with the temperatures a lot warmer than they have been in the past mornings. 58 in Conroe, 60 in Galveston, 59 in Sugar Land. And the problem, we talked about the wind, just not much wind out there. And so when you don't have much wind, it's going to take a while to get that fog out of here. After the sun comes up, we'll see some changes. Big picture here, the surface features that are in play here. This is the little frontal boundary that's over there on the northern Gulf Coast with a little disturbance that came through. And maybe you got a sprinkle if you're along the coast, but nobody got much else of that. And it's going to be out of here. It's not really much of an issue. Upper level winds continue to move from west to east over the next several days. Here's what we're going to be looking at. Futurecast model initializes well on what we saw just overnight. Tomorrow afternoon, a couple of showers there, a chance for showers. Tuesday, a little bit more of a chance. Wednesday is still the schmutz day, but it's now extended into Thursday as well. Look what happens here. Wednesday, a broad area as the front tries to sag on in, and it sticks around overnight into Thursday as well. So Thursday's going to be a mess as well as Wednesday. Starts Wednesday late and then really gets messy on Thursday. Clears out on Friday and Saturday, going into Sunday until we get more rain on Monday. So there you have it. Those are rain days going forward. Here's your hour-by-hour look at your forecast. 68 by 11 o'clock, 73, then 76 this afternoon. The 10-day look at the forecast then, with those rain chances not around really for today. Monday, we get a slight chance on President's Day, and then on Tuesday goes up. Wednesday, about 40%. Thursday, we may even raise these up a little bit, depending on what happens with that front that's sagging down. You notice, though, by the next weekend, in time for the second weekend of Mardi Gras, things clear out a little bit before we go ahead and see those rain chances come back in on the following Monday. So be ready this week. We got another roller coaster ride of temperatures near 80 before we get down into those 50s toward the middle of the week. Coming up this morning on Houston Newsmakers, more than 800,000 children are uninsured in Texas, which leads the nation. Unfortunately, our Houston area communities play a big part in those numbers.
We found out in December that in Harris County alone, not Fort Bend, not the rest of them, just in Harris County, 200,000 children are uninsured.
The problem with the low numbers of our children with health insurance. We'll talk about that on Houston Newsmakers this morning at 10:30.
Important conversation as usual. Thank you, Cam Brown. Soldiers helping to fight Australia's historic fires now have a new mission.
You might call them the Koala Corps. See the big difference they are making coming up next.
This is home.
There is a new mission in Australia for those who've been helping to fight the deadly wildfires.
They're now nursing injured koalas and helping them bounce back after all that devastation. Here's NBC's Matt Bradley.
You could call them Australia's Koala Corps. When they're not fighting fires, these Australian soldiers spend their downtime cuddling koalas, feeding them, even helping to build them new homes. Most of these baby bears, called joeys, were rescued from the fire-scorched Kangaroo Island and brought here to South Australia's Cleland Wildlife Park.
And now we are here helping out, helping Cleland build this enclosure behind us, which is fantastic. And also we're helping out feed the koala joeys. So 3 times a day, soldiers are coming here and feeding the joeys.
It's a mission that still requires camouflage, a few decoys, and the occasional marsupial massage. But there's hope on Australia's horizon. For the first time in 6 months, Australia's fires are under control in the country's most populous state.
Not all fires are out, but all fires are contained, so we can really focus on helping people rebuild.
That won't be easy, since last September, fires have destroyed nearly 30 million acres of bushland, killed 33 people, and slaughtered about 1 billion animals. Now, the same soldiers who helped subdue Australia's bushfires hope to nurture their nation back to health. Matt Bradley, NBC News.
There are the helpers. So sweet. Well, J.J. Watt is now tackling marriage. He got married in the Bahamas. I had a look inside the wedding and what fans are saying about the nuptials. We'll be right back.
We need
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
A $100,000 bond set in the case of a former HISD teacher accused of inappropriately touching a student. But we are learning as he goes before a judge for the first time. A live report in just moments.
How about a look outside this morning? The Southwest Freeway, you can't see anything. Looking a little foggy there. Meteorologist Campbell Marshall has a look at how long that fog is going to last.
And some good news this morning for J.J. Watt, the Texas defensive end, off the market, ladies. He got married to his sweetheart, soccer player Kalia Ohai, just 1 day after Valentine's Day. We've got all those pictures to show you.
All right.
Congratulations to our hometown guy.
The favorite Houston Texans
athlete.
There we go. We tried.
So I was trying to look at all those pictures there. That's a pretty lavish little, because you can kind of put together whatever kind of wedding you want to, I guess, if you have the kind of money he's got.
In the Bahamas.
Sure, why not? Wisconsin? Not going to go to Wisconsin for that wedding.
Hometown.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is a good morning for J.J. Watt and everybody else who was a fan, and so congratulations to them. Not so much for us this morning, although I have a good shot here in Galveston. That's a shot of the Strand area there, and that's an area that you can actually see. You haven't really seen much of that before because the visibility is not so bad there as it is in other places, at least for the moment. 60 degrees in Galveston, 60 in Hobby, 59 in Katy, 59 at Bush Intercontinental. That's 60 degrees with a north wind at 6. That's going to turn from the south. It's going to be more onshore later on this afternoon. That's going to even make the conditions even more foggy. Dense fog advisory until 9 o'clock. We're going to have sea fog, though, for a bit. We've got a lot of moist air that's just come up, and as that wind turns from the north to the south, it's going to bring in more moist air, and we're going to stick around, really. It's not going to be anything forcing it out as we have a front coming late Tuesday into Wednesday. Visibility is 0 in Katy, still at Bush Katy. 2 miles now in Galveston. That's why it's so clear. An 1/8 of a mile at Hobby. Might want to check the airports if you got a flight out today. You have 0 visibility. It's a little bit difficult to land in that stuff. So there may be some problems or changes with your flight plans for today. Dense fog until 9 means the boats, not a good idea, even though the bays are on the smooth side. Swells 1 to 2 feet. The low tide was at 4:29. The high tide's coming up at around 1:10 this afternoon. We think 69 degrees will be the high temperature in Galveston today. So if you head on down there, just know it's going to be warm. Starting out 68 at noon, 2 o'clock. It's going to be that height of the temperature in that 67 to 69 degree range. 10-day look at the forecast when that rain is coming and the cooler temperatures ahead.
Gambrell, thanks. A former HISD elementary school teacher accused of inappropriately touching a young girl had his first appearance before a judge overnight.
46-year-old Raymond Williams was arrested yesterday and is charged with indecency with a child. Channel 2's Taisha Walker joining us live now with the latest. She's been following the details this morning. Taisha.
The former HISD school teacher turned himself in yesterday to authorities, and this morning he went before a judge. 46-year-old Raymond Williams, a father of two and a husband, we know has been charged with indecency with a child. He is accused of inappropriately touching at least one of his former students at Kashmir Gardens Elementary School last year. A 10-year-old girl told her principal that Williams rubbed her shoulders and inner thighs on multiple occasions. The judge this morning set his bond high, citing the risk to the public.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to set the bail on your case at $100,000 based upon the facts and circumstances involved in the case. I have concerns about community safety that I'm unable to address. There are multiple victims involved.
Williams has not been employed with the Houston School District since last June. Reporting live from downtown, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Taisha, thank you for that update. New this morning, a man rushed to the hospital after he was shot in the stomach in southeast Houston. Now police are on the hunt for the person they say pulled the trigger. Happened in an apartment complex at Space Lane near the Sam Houston Tollway around 3 a.m. Investigators say the shooting broke out after some sort of fight between family members. The victim was rushed to the hospital and is expected to survive.
Also new this morning, one person had to be cut out of a car after a four-vehicle crash in southeast Houston. This happened on the Gulf Freeway near Woodridge around 12:30 this morning. Police say the crash seemed to be caused by a chain collision when one car was rear-ended. The person that was cut out of the car was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. No one else was hurt. One person was detained by police.
One person was killed during a robbery at a pawn shop in Houston's Greenway, and now the search is on this morning for two people. Happened Saturday afternoon on Richmond Avenue near Wesleyan Street. The owner says the suspects attempted to rob the shop after an argument broke out. One of them was shot and killed by an employee. The getaway truck used to slam into a pawn shop during the shooting has been found. Police are searching now for the other two suspects who fled the scene. The search is on still this morning to find a man who shot a smoke shop employee during a robbery in southeast Houston we told you about yesterday. Police say a man wearing a black hoodie and ski mask walked into the store in Alameda, Genoa and the Gulf Freeway, and once inside demanded a customer's wallet and cash from the register. The employee apparently tried to reach for a gun, but the man shot her several times. However, police say she is expected to survive.
Family, friends, and loved ones gathering are remembering many whose life was taken too soon. A barbecue fundraiser was held yesterday to support the family of 26-year-old Ricardo Sepulveda, who was killed last week by a hit-and-run driver. Ricky was helping his cousin buy a motorcycle and took it for a test drive near 45 in Gulf Bank. His family says Ricky stopped at a red light when a car hit him and then drove off. They say they want justice for the driver who killed him to turn himself in.
Whoever did this, to do the right thing, it's never too late.
You would stop and try and help an animal. Why would you leave my son in the street? You know, why would you do that?
His family says he was studying to be a pilot and his memory will live on through them.
We are following breaking news now to southwest Houston, where police say a woman was shot in a possible road rage shooting. Happened on the southwest freeway near Chimney Rock. Investigators say the woman cut off another car while exiting the freeway. She told investigators she heard a loud boom and then realized she'd been shot in the leg. The woman drove to a nearby gas station and called for help. She was rushed to the hospital and is expected to survive.
Well, the Astros hoping for a better day during spring training today. Yesterday turned out to be a washout.
Manager Dusty Baker sounding off about word of possible retaliation against the players this upcoming season. Channel 2 Sports Director Randy McElvoy takes a look at both.
Good morning. Day 3 of Astros spring training yesterday. All about the rain here in the West Palm Beach area. It came in the morning and lasted until early afternoon, and it forced Astros pitchers and catchers to drastically alter their schedule. Bullpen work outside was canceled today, so all the mound and hitting work was done in the coverage stations on site. During a brief break from the rain, veterans like George Springer, Alex Bregman, and Jose Altuve were able to get in some hitting work. Meanwhile, across the major leagues, players continue to sound off and criticize the Astros after their apologies on Thursday. There's now growing concern about potential retaliation from opposing pitchers against Astros hitters this season. Astros manager Dusty Baker speaking on Saturday, saying MLB needs to step up and protect the Astros players.
You know, I'm depending on the league to try to put a, stop to, this seemingly, premeditated retaliation that I'm hearing about.
And how can the Astros earn back respect and handle the obstacles they'll endure on the road this season? Verlander said winning will cure all.
I think it'll be like walking into a visiting stadium in the playoffs every time we go anywhere. At least we've experienced that before.
Verlander added, I hope it will die down, but I'm not sure that it will. We'll find out when the regular season arrives. In West Palm Beach with the Astros, Randy McElvoy, KPRC Channel 2 Sports.
Okay, ladies, grab your tissues. J.J. Watt officially off the market. He and soccer star Kealia Ohai tied the knot last night. Ohai's former Dash teammate Amber Brooks posted this video of the happy couple on the dance floor at their reception in the Bahamas. The couple shares a kiss while guests cheered them on. Here's another look at all the love. JJ's collar, there it is, says he is Mr. Kealia Watt. Mr. Kealia Watt. The power couple got engaged 9 months ago, of course, while vacationing in the Bahamas. There was a lot of love online for the happy couple after news of their wedding broke. Here's what one fan had to say. She tweeted out, congratulations on your wedding day. Best wishes to you and your new bride. Of course, congratulations to you both.
Best wishes indeed.
Right now, the best of the best in basketball. They're in Chicago for this thing called the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Coming up, the special honor announced for the late Kobe Bryant.
I'm consumer expert Amy Davis. Stop walking around in the dark. We're testing out the Night Angel. It's a custom light that promises to never burn out. How it works and how much it'll cost you coming up.
Get it delivered.
So sunrise coming up at 7:01. We can almost see it in Galveston. This is Moody Gardens, and the temperature is 60 degrees there. Just popped up 1 degree within the last few minutes. 60 at Hobby, 59 in Katy and Bush. Yes, it is a lot warmer than it normally is. Normally in the low 40s we had yesterday. Quarter of a mile at Hobby visibility. Half a mile now in Galveston, down from 2 miles just a moment ago. So things are changing. Woodlands hour by hour forecast. 65 to 71 at noon. Middle of the afternoon we're going to be in the 74 to 76 degree range for you as well. Everybody warm today. 10-day forecast. Some changes of that coming up. Sophia?
All right, thank you, Cambrell. Gone but not forgotten. Kobe Bryant has received yet another honor. During All-Star Weekend, the NBA announced a special tribute to the late basketball superstar. The league has renamed the All-Star Game MVP trophy. It is now the Kobe Bryant MVP Award.
This trophy will be presented at the conclusion of tomorrow night's All-Star Game, and I know it'll be especially meaningful to that player that wins the first Kobe Bryant MVP.
Bryant, along with his daughter Gianna and 7 others, of course, you recall, died in a helicopter crash on January 26th. Bryant was named to the All-Star Game 18 times in his career, won the game's MVP award 4 times.
Besides the big game tonight, All-Star Saturday night is also a big deal, as you know. Here are the results from the big night in the Skills Challenge. Bam Adebayo with the Miami Heat takes home the title of most skilled player. Now to the three-point contest where it's all about who's the best at draining the ball. And Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns put up a good fight, but Buddy Hield with the Sacramento Kings took home the coveted title of three-point shooting champ. Most anticipated competition of the night, probably. Stirred up some drama a little at the end. The final 2 men standing in the slam dunk contest. The Magic's Aaron Gordon and the Heat's Derrick Jones Jr. Look at that. In the end, it was Jones who took the title, but the crowd and commentators disagreed, saying both of them should have gotten a trophy.
2 members of the Houston Rockets will be playing in tonight's NBA All-Star Game. James Harden is a starter for the 4th straight season, 8th time in his career. He is being joined by Russell Westbrook, who is a reserve for LeBron's team. Westbrook is a 9-time NBA All-Star, winning the MVP title twice. All right, let's go. Let's go, guys. Represent. Well, sometimes you just need a little light to illuminate a dark space or walkway. You don't want to have to switch it on and off all the time. You don't want a bulky nightlight either that you have to unplug when you need the electric outlet.
Nope. So this morning, consumer expert Amy Davis is testing a product that checks all the boxes, the Night Angel.
The Night Angel uses LED lights. They're pretty bright, and the manufacturer says they're guaranteed to last a lifetime.
Belinda Folan keeps her kitchen nice and tidy, and even though there's not a lot of clutter, she worries about getting up in the middle of the night and walking without much light.
The hallways, the kitchen, and leading into the kitchen, sometimes even the bathroom. Several of the outlets need lighting at night so we can maneuver without having a full light.
And night lights, well, the Night Angel commercial sums them up about right.
But regular night lights are bulky. They tie up your outlets. Plus, you're constantly replacing them.
The Night Angel costs $6.18 at Fry's Electronics, and all you need is a screwdriver to install it.
It sounds really promising, so we'll see.
In about a minute, Belinda unscrewed her old outlet cover and put the Night Angel on. These small prongs plug in to provide power to the Night Angel, leaving your electric outlets free. And as soon as she put it on, it lit up her hallway.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
The Night Angel has a built-in light sensor, so the LED lights illuminate when it's dark. Here's Belinda's hallway without the Night Angel, and now the same hallway with the Night Angel. Belinda is sold.
On my Facebook page, a lot of you told me that you already have several of these lights around your home. If you want to buy one, you can find a lot of them that are not this same brand, the Night Angel, at varying prices. But we only tested the Night Angel. Several people have told me they purchased some online that work well, too, at lower price points. I'm consumer expert Amy Davis, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, thanks, Amy. From the Night Angel to our angel.
You're talking about Peyton the dog, obviously,
I'm
right?
talking about you.
Yeah. Peyton is ready for Mardi Gras. He's got his mask is a little bit. It should be closer to his face. Anyway, he's ready. Thank you for that. We love that shot. Here's a shot down in the Strand where they're going to be active later on. But right now it's 60 degrees with a northwest wind. Remember, it was north just a little second ago, so it's variable. It eventually will be from the south, and that's that more moist air coming in to continue to give us a chance for that fog. A half-a-mile visibility in Galveston, a quarter in Hobby and Pearland, 0 still at Bush and Katy, so no increase there. As I mentioned, you need to check your airlines and make sure you don't have some delays, but there's a chance for that throughout this morning. This is all until 9 o'clock, so by the time we get the sun coming up, we'll get a chance to see some changes there by 9 or 10 o'clock or so. It could be extended. We'll keep an eye on that for you. 59 in Bush, 58 in Tomball, 58 in Katy, 60s in Galveston. Those 60-degree temperatures, when you see the dew point exactly the same, that lets you know the air is saturated, and without much in the way of wind, it really gives you a chance for that fog, and that's exactly what we have going forward here right now. Wind is going to be coming. It's variable in various places. Surface features are not. There's nothing that's going to really push it out. We need a front to come through to push that all out. That's not going to happen until Tuesday, Wednesday time period. Then we'll see some changes, but that means rain too. Big picture here, wide shot here. Remember yesterday all the cold air? They had 20s up there in New York and even colder temperatures. Well, now we got 16 in Minneapolis, 30 up in Montreal, 32 in Detroit. Still got some cold air, like Yellowknife, 35 below. But the temperatures over in the East Coast are now a little bit warmer. They're still about freezing. For us, the Futurecast model shows the rain that'll be here for Monday. Slight chance on Tuesday as well. We're going to watch this. These rain chances will be going up or down. Obviously, Justin, today, this afternoon, Britta and Frank for the week. We'll be keeping an eye on that for you. Wednesday, remember, Wednesday was a schmutz day. Now we got Wednesday and Thursday as schmutz days going forward here. And the latest model really wants to have us a broad painting of rain coming around on Thursday until all the front pushes on out. By Friday and Saturday, we'll have a break before we get to Sunday. And then Monday, more showers coming in on Monday. So that's that you look at your week ahead. Most of the time we're 66. Everybody's going to be in the mid-70s today for your high temperatures. So keep that in mind. No rain in the forecast. It's not going to be a sunny day, though. Not much in the way of sun, so don't expect that. 76, 78, 70, almost 80 degrees going into Monday and Tuesday. So the rain chances are heaviest Wednesday and Thursday. Keep that in mind. We get a break as we go into Friday. But look at the temperature difference. 78 for high, 60, 50. Yeah, rain, colder temperatures back again. It is February after all.
Lots of changes.
Yep. Lots of changes. Thanks, Cam Brown. How about crawfish season? Let's talk about that. Anywhere from January to July along the Gulf Coast.
Yep, and a popular Houston brewery is showing off 2 of its new crawfish dishes right here. Yum. Don't go anywhere. That's coming up next. Welcome back. I know it's early, but How about some mac and cheese with crawfish, or maybe on your next pizza? Yeah, a Houston staple known for its brewery is serving up these tasty treats for a limited time. Oh, they look so good. Joining us now to talk about it, Chef Bryant Mvp. Thank you, Chef, for coming in so early and bringing this masterpiece.
My pleasure.
All right, so let's tell folks, let's get right to it, because this looks amazing. What did you bring for us?
This is our crawfish roll. This is on our menu all the time.
Okay.
And it's basically similar to a lobster roll. It's served on a challah bun, and we just make it with the crawfish, some onions, celery.
You gotta check it out at the brewery.
Absolutely, it's a very popular dish.
You can try to make it at home, but
oh yeah, it's pretty simple.
Very simple.
Yeah, it's actually we have the recipe for it in our Houston Cooks cookbook. So.
Cool. Okay, and then there's the mac and cheese that we just saw on the screen there. That looked delicious.
And we're running that limited.
Okay.
And it's pretty much our straightforward mac and cheese that we make with our Santo queso and cheddar cheese. And then we just add crawfish.
Okay.
And these are peeled and rinsed.
Okay.
They're widely available during the season and even in the off season. In our queso.
So this would be on like a low heat, a medium heat.
Yeah, you want to cook it. You want to cook it over a fairly low heat to warm it up.
Okay.
And then you can put it in your choice of container. And usually we finish it in our ovens with a little bit of raclette cheese. And then we add the crawfish and some toasty breadcrumbs.
Oh, yummy. And that is that picture that you saw just a bit ago.
Yeah.
Delicious for any occasion. There it is. Oh, and what about that pizza shot? Because I saw that pizza shot. What is that?
The pizza we did as a special last year, and it was so popular, we decided to run it for the better part of the season this year.
Yum.
And it's basically all the ingredients of crawfish boil. We've got potatoes, mushrooms, corn, crawfish, and we use some crab boil seasoning to finish it off.
My mouth is watering. Okay, so let's tell folks about the brewery, because it's really cool there. Folks can come in, they can check out the tour, they can have some snacks. Tell them where they can get more information.
It's StArnold.com, and or just come by the brewery. We're at 2000 Lyons Avenue, just north of downtown.
Perfect.
Got 4 tours a day. 7 days a week, and our restaurant is open 7 days a week.
All right, and the tours is like 1 in the afternoon?
1, 3, 5, and 7.
1, 3, 5, and 7. All right, you can't miss it. You can check out this segment online at clicktohouston.com. We'll post it under the video tab on our community page after the show. Thanks, Chef.
Sure, you bet.
BC.
Sunrise in 4 minutes doesn't make our visibility any better outside the studio. 60 degrees, though. Dense fog advisory till 9.
Back at 8.